Hello friends, welcome back to Naked Core. This is Victoria, and today we're reshooting one of our very favorite dishes. We made it in the beginning when we first started Naked Core, but after watching it for a little while, I realized that it's way too long, so we're just gonna reshoot it and do it quicker and be a lot more to the point, and hopefully it'll be much better. So today we are making Fiore Italia. It's one of our very first dishes when we changed to a plant-based diet. It's in the very beginning when you're used to eating all different kinds of foods and you're just transitioning out and you really don't know what you're gonna have. So this is our base and our queen of the dish, if you will. It's tofurkey. It's absolutely delicious. It's organic, soybean based. It's got really clean ingredients. I read it again and I'm actually very impressed with how clean these ingredients are. And these are so tasty. I think they're my favorite Italian sausage I've ever had, period. And for them to be plant-based is even that much better. So amazing, you should try a tofurkey sausage. But that's our base, and then we have cauliflower, 1 vine red tomato, 2 sprigs of basil, 4 garlic cloves, and we have sun-dried tomato here, organic breadcrumbs, and that's from Trader Joe's. It's absolutely amazing. The ingredients are clean as well. And then we have olive oil, salt and pepper, natural sea salt of course, and then I have whole wheat pasta. It's also from Trader Joe's. And it's organic as well. And that's that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just get this cauliflower open and just cut it into florets, and I'm gonna get these steamed, so we'll be right back. So what I did here, I just got these cauliflower just cut up in nice single florets. I have a little bit of water at the base, as you can tell. It's not really a lot, just a little bit at the base so it doesn't burn. And I'm gonna steam these. I know that so many of you are thinking, cauliflower, ew, not everybody likes cauliflower, but it's really good. You have to give this dish one shot. I've turned people into cauliflower fans because of this dish, so it's really worth it to give it a try. While we do this, I'm gonna just drop the 1 cup of whole wheat rotini in the hot water. It's already been pre-cooking. And I'm gonna let it cook so it can be ready for our dish. This is probably going to take about 5 or so minutes to steam. We don't want to do it too much because it's going to get all soggy and you don't want that. You want something nice and crunchy with all the seasonings on it that you're absolutely going to love. So just make sure that you don't steam it for too long. Now, since this dish is one of the very first dishes I highly recommend when you transition to a plant-based diet, I want to talk to you guys really quick about it. I remember that when we first started eating this way, I should say the first day that we wanted to transition to this, we were like, what are we going to eat now? There's all these things we can't eat, and what are we going to do? We were determined to make that change, but we had no idea what we were going to eat. And after going to eat some wonderful restaurants the first day, and bumping into things like this, and making tofurkey sausage, which I was never the biggest sausage eater, but after trying this, it's just made it so much easier to transition, and you start coming up with your own ideas. Even though if you can't get these, I know it's not available in every place, but even though you can't get this, you just look up online, you Google the word vegan. It's really not complicated, and you just come up with so many dishes if you need inspiration. But you'll find yourself over time that more and more you just make up your own recipes too. It's really neat. In the beginning, you may need a little bit of guidance because we're so used to cooking with meat as our center. We make meat and then something around it like pasta or rice and then some veggies on the side. It's very typical that we have a three dish meal. But over time, you realize that you don't really need a center as a dish. You just make up anything, and it's really the feeling to eat this way, kind and healthy, is just really incredible. So it's rewarding really fast, and it's also a change instead of eating always the same kind of food every day. And once you start eating this way and you experiment and you're eating things you never thought you'd come up with, and it's really cool. So congratulations on starting this journey and watching this video. That means that you're very well on your way to a kinder and healthier you, feeling good inside out. So I'm glad you're taking this plunge. This is such a quick dish. As I was cutting all this up, I already had to drain the pasta and it's ready, so I'm just covering it and letting it just stay hot. And Also, our cauliflower is ready, so I turned that off to make sure it doesn't get too soggy or burn. And we're gonna be ready for the seasoning. What I wanted to mention really quick about this dish, that it's such a delicious, flavorful, rich meal. You're really gonna enjoy that. You're not gonna even remember the meals you had in the past or miss it, you know, while you eat it. You're really gonna enjoy it. It feels light and it's so much flavor in it that it just bursts in your mouth. It's so good. Now, my little secret to this dish, besides the delicious tofurkey and the sun-dried tomato, is the fresh tomato. It adds such a kick to the pasta that you really can't get with pasta sauce or with anything else. So I really recommend that you add that tomato. It's really good. So what I'm gonna do here really quick, I'm gonna heat up the cauliflower a bit and just let the lid stay open, let the water steam out a bit. And I'm also going to start the pasta on a very, very low flame. Because we don't want it to burn, but we want to be able to add the seasonings and mix it. So we're going to be really quick here. I'm going to put a little tad of olive oil in the pasta. And just a little bit, probably I think it will come to half a teaspoon if you were to measure it. Just so it doesn't burn and so it makes everything else stick nicely to it. You want to be really careful with the pasta and start mixing that right away with the olive oil, because you don't want this to burn. And the first thing to the pasta I'm going to add is the fresh cut garlic. This is where all the flavor kicks in. If you're not a garlic fan, feel free to leave it out. I can't think of eating without garlic, so I just put garlic almost anything I could think of. This is really good. So I'm going to keep in mind and be mindful of the cauliflower here. The first thing I'm going to do is put our breadcrumbs. This is half a cup, and you want to be very generous to coat the cauliflower with the breadcrumbs. This will make this so good, and I guarantee you, even you cauliflower haters, I should say, are gonna enjoy this dish. Add a little bit of sea salt. You can put it on both sides. Don't forget, you want to keep mixing all of this because you don't want anything to stick or burn. Very important. I know some breadcrumbs come seasoned with different things in it, but I got the plain one because it has better ingredients, it's cleaner. So I'm just gonna add my own seasoning. This is parsley. If I were to actually measure this, it'd probably be close to half a teaspoon, maybe a tad more. And if you're a fan of pepper, go for it. And don't forget to keep mixing. Here I'm gonna add our tofurkey sausage by now. It's ready. This goes really fast. Really, really fast. So just add that. And you can add the sun-dried tomato now. And I highly recommend that you start eating the whole wheat version of everything. Everything brown. Whether it's pasta, rice, bread, anything. Really get your hands on the brown stuff, the wholesome stuff that has not been stripped of nutrition, like when you eat the white stuff. I actually didn't end up using all the breadcrumbs, but almost all of it. I'd say a third of a cup total. And as you notice that there's more cauliflower than pasta. When I started eating this way, we decided that we're just gonna stick more veggies and less of the pasta, less of the bread. Just a better balance, you know, instead of having the big plate of rice and pasta, a little bit of jelly, a little bit of veggies on the side, we flipped it and we changed it to having less pasta and more broccoli. And more veggies. I'm sorry. I'm confusing the veggies today. So our dish is almost ready. This is really, really quick. I'm gonna add a tomato last. And then the basil. When you add the basil, you want it to be last and you want to mix it into the heat right away, because if you don't, it's just going to turn black and you don't want that to happen. So the moment it touches the pasta, I just mix it in right away. You can taste test this, see if you want to add maybe a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, whatever it is that you wish. Here's the moment where you do it. And just keep it on a low flame. and you mix it gently. Probably 2 minutes, I'd say, and it's done. Keep an eye out for the cauliflower. You don't want it to get burned. You're gonna get some breadcrumbs sticking to the bottom. That's normal. Don't be afraid of that, but you don't want the actual cauliflower to stick to the bottom. So right now it looks like we are ready to serve. Okay, like I always mention in my videos, I think presentation is everything. You can have a really delicious tasting dish, but if it's not presented nicely on the plate, I don't think it's as appetizing. So I always make sure that I do that. So as you get ready to prepare, don't forget to give the pasta one quick more mix so things don't stick and burn while you prepare the plates. And I'm going to start serving. So just be very careful how you put these in the plate. I think it makes everything so much more appetizing. Here's our Fiore Italia dish. I hope you enjoyed our session today. Just wanted to mention also really quick that if you want, you can try the vegan cheese with this. I think Follow Your Heart makes it, Daya makes it. You can shred them, you can put it on top. Just look out for casein. You don't want casein in the cheese because casein is dairy. So you want to leave that out. But yeah, I know for sure Follow Your Heart and Daya makes cheese. You can top it here, grate it, and enjoy it together. So hope you enjoyed your session today, and we'll see you next time on Naked Core. Thank you.